What is up, everybody? How are you guys doing today? And welcome back to the channel for preparing for Halloween Horror Nights episode 2, which is all about photography and filming at this event. Now, in the first episode, we talked a lot about the gear I use. What do I take to the event as far as my tripods, the GorillaPod, my camera, the lenses, memory cards, all that stuff is talked over in episode 1. There should be a thing popping up, I believe, whatever side it is. In case you need to know any of that information, it's gonna be there. Now, filming at this event and doing photography at this event is a whole different beast. That's why I'm doing a separate episode on this as opposed to just bundling it in with anything else that comes along with preparing. It all depends on what your gear is, and it all depends on what you know and how long are you attending the event. Are you just going for just like a few days, then it matters. If you're only going for maybe a couple days, then you have more of an advantage. And what I'm going to start off with is called the golden hour. Now, if you're already a photographer or filmographer, you already kind of know what the golden hour is. It's just a term they use about, I believe it's sunset or sunrise. It's one of those two. And it's called like the magic hour or the golden hour. So when you go straight into the event, and this is only for people that are probably doing more than one day, obviously. It's called the golden hour because as soon as the park opens, everyone rushes in to go straight to the houses. There's not really a lot of people hanging out in the zones per se, unless they're people that have been multiple times and they're just kind of seeing some monsters they love or just doing some kind of like hanging around the zones type stuff. So this is called the golden hour because this is your perfect time to get all your filming, all your setup shots, all your photography shots, because usually all the creatures, monster, demons, they will all kind of work with you and be friendly because it's the opening hour. A lot of people are not hanging around in the zone, so it creates that perfect time for you to kind of just do your own POV shot if you want to just walk through the zone and get a lot of like attention, or you want to kind of just slowly walk and have your camera phone or your DSLR or your small compact camera, and you have those ready in your hand, ready to go, and you're just kind of walking down the zone and you're having it ready. They will kind of pose or work with you. They typically won't do that once it gets a little later and they're kind of busy scaring. Make sure as soon as you get into the park, you can do a house or two. You don't have to like go directly to the zones. But if you do a house or two, then you can hang around in one zone, maybe two zones before the daylight kind of gets dark on you. Which brings me to number 2 on this list, I guess. Number 2 is you have to learn what your equipment does. So if you're not really equipped to shoot at night, this is perfect opportunity. You do have a lot of daylight once the event opens. You have probably anywhere from 40 minutes to like an hour, especially if you're only using your iPhone. It doesn't do that well in nighttime. It will see some stuff, but it'll be also noisy and the image won't be very clear like it would be during the daytime, and especially if you're doing slow-mo shots. And while we are talking about approaching the monsters and filming and doing photography, there are some general rules that a lot of people don't understand. When you walk into these zones and you want to get a really good picture, it doesn't hurt to approach and say, may I take your photo? Please, can I take a photo of you? Have your camera ready. Most of the monster creature demons will say, okay. Most of the time, if you hang around in the zone on the sidelines, you have better chances of getting some shots. just be respectful. Don't walk up to them flashing. Don't do this. And also, don't do this. Because neither of those are going to work when it comes to filming or taking photos of monster, demon creatures, clowns, killers, whatever they're called this year. If a creature doesn't want to take a photo with you or take a photo, just say, okay, sorry, move on. You're not going to get anywhere of keep bothering or pestering that actor, monster, creature, demon, killer. You're just going to get in trouble. So just kindly ask. If they say no, just walk away. That's all you can do. Just walk away. And depending on if you're going early or a little bit later, you're gonna see the zones change. Also, you're gonna see the difference in the daytime and the nighttime as well. So that's gonna give you kind of a leg up. If you're going later into the event, you can kind of peep already online videos and pictures of the zones and see how they look. So you can kind of pre-plan stuff in your mind so you're not just walking into the zone totally blind and you do not know what you want to film or what you want to take photos of. Another thing to talk about is you are not the center of attention. Just because you have a camera and you're filming in the zone, don't stand in the middle of the zone. Now, when it comes to filming at this event, I take a lot of time. Typically, I can run and gun. Sure, I can probably get some decent stuff, but a lot of the great shots that I get are all timed out. They're all stuff that I patiently wait. I know where I want to film at, how I want to film it, especially if you're going, like I said, 3 or 4 nights. You can spend some time in each zone and kind of get a feel for it. Also see how the characters react, if there's anything special going on, like a stage show or anything the actors might do, especially when they do the cast change out. There's sometimes are special things that go on. There's so many different filming techniques and you can look those up on YouTube. Having something kind of on the right side and you're panning to the left side. There's also, you know, panning up and down. There's doing slow-mo shots. There's also focusing on a certain character and you're kind of following them maybe on the sidelines and you kind of got that blur effect, you know, like you're only focusing on that person. There's low angles, there's high angles. You just gotta think creatively and think outside the box when you're doing this. Or filming wise, and you can see like in the video where I'm kind of doing just this low panning shot with the pumpkins and having kind of the fence be the barrier blocking the shot. Just creates this really cool dark atmosphere. And that is it for this episode 2 of Preparing for Halloween Horror Nights. We talked about photography, we talked about filming, how to do it all at this event. So if you enjoyed the content, please leave it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will catch you guys on the next episode. We are going to be talking about tickets and how to save at this event. So if you have any questions on that, please leave them down in the comment section. If you have any questions on photography and filming at this event as well, leave it down in the comment section and I will get to a response for you. That is it for this episode. Adios, good night. Zombie Chris, out of here.